Hey Google, turn on the ceiling fan.
Alright, turning on the ceiling fan.
Looking for a smart ceiling fan to add to your smart home ecosystem? Stay tuned, we're going to cover the Fanelee Smart Ceiling Fan by Hampton Bay. Hello people of YouTube, today we're covering the complete installation of the 54-inch Fanelee Smart Ceiling Fan by Hampton Bay. Now if you found this video, you might be stuck in your own installation and you're looking for some help. We're here to do just that. We've already unpacked the fan and we're going to install it step by step all the way to turning it on. So if you want to use the links below, you can use those links to fast forward to any point in the installation, and that way you don't have to watch the whole video. If after you're done, you found the video helpful, please click like and subscribe, and that'll help other people find it as well. Now before we get started, just a couple of notes. Once this fan's installed, you'll be able to control it via the included remote control or via the Hubspace app on your smart devices like phones and tablets, or you can control it via voice control through Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant devices. The fan is a dual mount fan, meaning that it can be hung from a standard flat ceiling with the included downrod or from a higher angled ceiling with an extension downrod sold separately. The fan does include an integrated LED color changing light kit that gives you 6 different color temperature settings ranging from 2700K warm white all the way up to 6500K daylight deluxe. It has a slide-on mounting bracket and a quick connect wire harness plug on the receiver to make attaching the receiver to the fan that much easier and quicker. So before we get started, just a couple of safety notes. You want to make sure that the electricity is turned off at the breaker box and at the wall switch. This is an easy project, but if you don't feel comfortable working around electricity, please consult with a licensed electrician. And one other safety note is if you're hanging this fan where there is just a light fixture on your ceiling, you need to make sure that the outlet box is clearly marked acceptable for fan support. If not, you'll need to swap that out before beginning. So as you can see here, we've already unpacked the fan and we've opened up the manual to the parts page. Now we're just going to go through all the parts to make sure we have everything, and that way we don't get stuck along the way. So first up, you have the slide-on mounting bracket. That comes pre-installed inside the canopy with the magnetic canopy ring on the bottom, and we'll show you in the first step how to remove that to get started. You'll have 5 reversible blades. You have the motor collar cover, the ball and downrod assembly, the light shade, the fan motor. Now the fan motor does have the LED module pre-installed, so just use caution when you're setting that down on any surface. If installing with an extension downrod, you'll have this bit of extension wiring. You'll have this hardware pack that has the blade attachment screws and the plastic wire nuts. And you'll have the remote and receiver. Now the remote does have a wall cradle for convenient storage when it's not in use. And the receiver does have that quick connect wire harness plug to make installation to the fan much easier. Now one other note about the receiver is it has this Wi-Fi antenna. Once it's installed, this Wi-Fi antenna must be located outside of the canopy in order to communicate with your home network. And one other note is included with the remote and receiver pack is this card. This card has your QR code that you'll need when you're setting up the Hubspace app. Okay, so we have all the parts. So just some tools we're going to need is a Phillips head screwdriver. We like to have a long one and a short one on hand. You'll need a flathead screwdriver, some wire cutters and strippers. We like to have a line voltage tester just to make sure the wires aren't live before beginning. You'll need some electrical tape and of course a ladder. So we have everything, we're ready to begin. Let's do this. The mounting bracket comes pre-installed inside the canopy with the decorative ring attached. To remove the mounting bracket, first pull off the decorative ring. It's magnetic, so it just pulls off. You'll notice an alignment post at the base of the canopy. You'll need to loosen but not remove the 2 screws in the base of the canopy, enough so that that alignment post can exit that hole. Once those 2 screws are loosened, you'll simply lift and twist the mounting bracket to remove it from the canopy. This fan features a slide-on mounting bracket for easy installation. The bracket has 2 keyhole slots that will align with the 2 screws in the outlet box. Simply align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws in the outlet box and then slide to hold in place before tightening. This is just a demonstration. To install the mounting bracket, begin by using a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen but not remove the 2 screws in the outlet box. Next, feed the house supply lines through the mounting bracket and align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws that were loosened in the outlet box. Then slide the mounting bracket into place. Then, use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten both of the outlet box screws and secure the mounting bracket. Make sure that both screws are completely tightened. Before installing the blades, choose which finish you'd like to see and make sure the opposite finish is facing towards the ceiling. The fan blades attach to the fan using 3 screw holes in the end of the fan blade that align with the 3 screw holes in the flywheel of the motor. To attach the blade, you'll insert it through the slot in the side of the motor housing and align the screw holes with the screw holes on the flywheel. Secure the blades using 3 blade attachment screws located in the hardware pack. Repeat this process for the 4 remaining blades. Once all of the blades are installed, double check to make sure that all the blade attachment screws are completely tightened using a Phillips head screwdriver. Before attaching the downrod, remove the red warning label from the set screw on the motor collar and use a flathead screwdriver to loosen but not remove that screw. You'll notice a safety tab on the motor collar. This will lock the downrod in place if it ever loosens. Before attaching the downrod, you'll need to remove the ball from the ball and downrod assembly. To do so, use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove and save the set screw from the ball. Once that screw is removed, slide the ball down and remove the pin from the top of the downrod. Make sure to save the screw and pin as you'll need them to reattach the ball. Then slide the ball off of the end of the downrod. Route the wires through the threaded end of the downrod so that they exit through the non-threaded end of the downrod, and then screw the downrod into the motor collar. Once the downrod is completely tightened, use a flathead screwdriver to completely tighten the set screw on the motor collar. Next, route the wires through the largest opening of the motor collar cover so they exit through the smallest opening, and slide the motor collar cover onto the downrod. Slide it down until it meets the fan. Next, route the wires through the decorative canopy ring, making sure that the black side of the canopy ring is facing towards the ceiling, and slide it over the downrod. Then route the wires through the smallest opening of the canopy so that the largest side of the canopy is facing towards the ceiling, and slide that over the downrod. Next, replace the ball onto the downrod by routing the wires through the ball. Make sure the side of the ball with the green ground cable is facing towards the ceiling. Replace the pin of the downrod by inserting it through the 2 holes in the top of the downrod. Then slide the ball up so that the pin rests in the groove inside the ball. The top of the ball should be flush with the top of the downrod. Insert the set screw that was removed and saved at the beginning of this step into the hole on the side of the ball and completely tighten with a Phillips head screwdriver. This is a tension screw and does not go into the downrod. Before hanging the fan, it's important to note the slot in the ball that will engage the tab in the mounting bracket. When hanging, you'll insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the fan assembly until you feel the slot engage the tab. This is just a close-up demonstration. To hang the fan, lift the fan assembly up to the ceiling. Note the location of the slot that will align with the tab in the mounting bracket. Insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the entire fan assembly until you feel that tab engage the slot. The fan will drop into place when properly seated. Prepare the remote by first sliding it out of the wall cradle, and then slide the battery compartment cover off of the back of the remote. Install the batteries according to the diagram inside the battery compartment. The battery compartment also contains the dip switches and the light control switch. The switch labeled O and D controls the dimming function of the light kit. Set the switch to O to disable the dimming function, or D to enable the dimming function. If you have more than one remote control fan in the house, it's a good idea to change the dip switches in the remote and the receiver. The dip switches in the receiver are located underneath a rubber plug. Simply pull the plug up to remove it. Use a small tool like a screwdriver or pen to change the dip switch settings. They can be set to any combination of up or down as long as the settings in the remote match the settings in the receiver. Once the dip switches are set, replace the battery compartment cover on the remote and reinsert the rubber plug into the receiver to cover the dip switches. You'll notice that one side of the receiver has the quick connect plug that will connect to the fan wiring. The other side of the receiver has 2 wires to connect to the house wiring. When installing the receiver, make sure the flat side of the receiver is facing towards the ceiling. Insert the receiver into the mounting bracket with the antenna side first, so that the receiver rests on the ball and downrod assembly. Begin wiring the fan by taking the plug from the fan wires and inserting that into the plug from the receiver. The connectors will simply snap together. Next, take the green wire from the ball and downrod assembly and twist that wire together with the green wire from the mounting bracket. Next, connect the green wires to the bare copper house wire. This is the ground connection. Finish the connection using a plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take the white wire from the receiver and twist that wire together with the white wire from the house supply lines. These are the neutral connections. Twist those two wires together and finish the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Finish the wiring by taking the black wire from the receiver and connecting that wire to the black wire from the house supply lines. This is the power connection. Twist those two wires together and secure the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Once all the wire connections have been made, gently tuck the wires around the mounting bracket and into the outlet box to make room for the canopy to attach. To attach the Wi-Fi antenna to the ceiling, remove the adhesive backing from the double-sided tape that's pre-attached to the Wi-Fi antenna. Next, place the Wi-Fi antenna against the ceiling and lift the canopy up, and then position the Wi-Fi antenna so that it sits just outside of the canopy. Press the Wi-Fi antenna against the ceiling to adhere it to the ceiling. The canopy attaches to the mounting bracket using two keyhole slots on either side of the canopy that will align with the two screws at the base of the mounting bracket. Align those holes with the screws in the mounting bracket and push the canopy up so the screws come through the keyhole slots, and then twist to hold the canopy in place. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to tighten those screws and secure the canopy. You can tilt the fan to make extra room for the screwdriver to access the screws. Make sure both screws are completely tight. The decorative ring is magnetic. You just need to align the slots of the decorative ring with the two screws at the base of the canopy, and then slide the decorative ring up, and it will attach itself to the bottom of the canopy. The light shade attaches to the fan using a twist and lock method. There are 3 posts on the inside of the light shade that will align with 3 slots on the light kit. Place the light shade over the light kit, aligning the posts with the slots, and then press up and twist to lock the light shade in place. This fan features a 4-speed remote control. Press the power button to turn the fan and light on or off. Press the fan speed button to cycle through the fan's 4 speeds. Press once for high speed, twice for medium 2 speed, 3 times for medium 1 speed, 4 times for low speed, and once again to turn the fan off. Press and release the light control button to turn the light on or off. Press and hold this button to cycle through the light's brightness settings. Release the button once the desired level of brightness is achieved. Press and release the color temperature button to cycle through the light's 6 different color temperature settings. Press the timer button to automatically turn the fan off in either 2, 4, or 8 hours. The Comfort Breeze setting will randomly alternate your fan's 4 speeds to create an organic breeze effect. Press once to start the Comfort Breeze mode, press twice to exit the Comfort Breeze mode. To attach the wall cradle to the wall, begin by removing the screw cover by sliding it out of the wall cradle. Then choose a position on the wall where you'd like to store the remote when not in use. Use the included screws and a Phillips head screwdriver to attach the wall cradle to the wall. Make sure both screws are tight. You may want to use anchors that are also provided when attaching the wall cradle to the wall. Once the screws are tight, reinsert the screw cover into the slots of the wall cradle. Download the free Hubspace app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and follow the instructions in the app to register an account. Place the Hubspace card with the QR code that came with the remote on a flat surface. Then open up the app and press the plus button in the top right-hand corner. This will bring up the option to add a device. Select Add a Device and have your phone pointed at that QR code to allow it to scan the code and set up the device. Then follow the prompts in the app to name the fan and select a location. Tap the Next button and then enter your home network's credentials to connect your fan to your Wi-Fi network. Then tap Connect to connect your fan to your Wi-Fi network. You'll receive the message in the app once the fan is connected. Select your fan from the app's home screen to bring up the control module. From here, you can adjust the fan speed, the light color temperature, and the light brightness settings. Using the buttons at the bottom of the screen, you can set a schedule, a timer, or change the settings of your fan, such as your fan name and location. Press the orange hub space button at the bottom of the screen to easily integrate your fan with the voice assistant of your choosing. Then simply follow the on-screen prompts to complete the setup. Once setup is complete, use the voice commands listed in your manual to control the fan. Congratulations, your ceiling fan installation is now complete. Time to sit back, relax with a nice tall beverage, and enjoy your new ceiling fan. As always, thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe down below, and that'll help other people find it as well. And as we always say around here, keep it breezy.